I'd like to welcome you all to our Monday 1:30 p.m. session with a special guest. We have Zion returning for a social hour on All About Coffee. So thank you so much, Zion.
Yay!
And please take it away. The floor is yours. Thank you so much for presenting.
Thank God.
So I'm gonna go ahead and uh, share my screen. 1 second. And I do have screen sharing capabilities, Alex, right?
Yep, you are good to go.
Excellent. All right. So I'm excited, guys. Okay, so today we're doing a presentation all about coffee. This looks like it's loading. There we go. All right. So, um, in the past, when I've done sessions for you all, trust, I've always had a cup of coffee next to me. I love coffee. I drink it a lot. I make it a lot. So this is something that I'm personally passionate about, and I wanted to do a presentation on it. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. For our, oh, first a disclaimer. The Wilderness Technology Alliance DC Digital Inclusion Program, its owners and presenters offer technical assistance, virtual health, well-being information designed for educational purposes only. You should not rely on the information and applications or topics made by the Wilderness Technology Alliance, including, but not limited to, mobile and device applications, and any social media pages maintained by the Wilderness Technology Alliance, DCC, or Digital Inclusion Program, its owners or presenters, as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or legal advice. All right. There we go. Okay, so here's what we're going to cover today. What do we know about coffee? So we're going to get everyone involved in the discussion. And it's okay if you're a tea person or you're just a water person or a juice. But for the coffee drinkers, you'll get to talk about your coffee, where coffee comes from the source to your cup. We're going to go into the very beginning of where coffee starts from its growth. We're going to watch a video about that. Then we're going to do a review of the video, just a few questions. We're going to talk about roasting, espresso drinks, and caffeine, right? And with that, with going over caffeine, we're going to talk about how caffeine or coffee can have its benefits or its cons. And then we're also going to briefly discuss a local coffee shop. Okay. So first off, and this is where you all can chime in. How do you drink your coffee?
Please unmute and share. I like
Keurig.
Do the Keurig.
Keurig?
I do Keurig.
I do without sugar.
No sugar? Okay. So you
I,
just do yours black.
I drink coffee with uh, coffee mate, and when I don't have coffee mate, I use cream, no sugar.
Hi, Miss Sherilyn.
Hi, how you doing?
I have a little coffee and my cream and sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, okay. So mainly cream, mainly sugar, and a little bit of coffee.
I can't drink it at all. It makes my heart race terribly.
Whoa,
Are
all
you
right.
the caffeine?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
And
So,
Miss Diane, I don't drink it either.
I
oh,
drink it with creamer and just creamer and just black and creamer. And I drink that red coffee. I can't see it from here. I'm blind in one eye. I can't see out the other.
Oh, Folgers? Is it Folgers you do?
I don't know.
Well, the strange thing about coffee to me, everybody says it wakes them up. I can drink a cup of coffee and go to sleep.
Uh-oh.
It doesn't affect me.
Yeah, I know somebody like that too.
It don't do me like that, but I just like the taste of it after I get the ratio of cream and sugar correctly.
I like the taste of it.
Yeah.
I
The
just
smell of it too. The smell of it too.
It smells good.
Mm-hmm.
And I like these backgrounds I'm seeing, especially Miss Louise. I like that.
Zion, how many different kinds of coffee are there?
Many.
There are hundreds. We're gonna get into coffee in general, and we're
okay.
why there's so many different types of coffee.
Okay.
So
I want to know who y'all think is the best coffee.
Okay.
McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's has good coffee.
Yeah.
They have good coffee.
Really?
They say
Yeah.
Dunkin' got good coffee.
Hi, Miss Diane.
I have Dunkin' at my house.
Hey, Gracie, how are you?
Good. Hi, Zion.
hello.
How you doing?
Good to hear your voice.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah, we're talking about coffee today. So
Yeah, I just wanted to speak. That's all.
oh yes, so I love iced coffee from McDonald's. It's pretty good.
Okay.
I don't drink iced coffee.
I don't either. Me neither. I drink iced tea,
Mhm.
not iced coffee, and I can drink tea hot or cold.
Oh,
But
it's really good.
no.
Okay. Nice. I do a lot of iced coffee, but I do not iced coffee. I do iced lattes.
Oh, latte.
What a latte is?
Well, what is a latte exactly?
Oh, we're gonna go over that today.
Yeah.
Glad you're here.
Okay.
A lot for us, y'all.
Glad you're here, baby girl.
They probably mix the coffee with something.
Well, it must be
She's
milk.
on to something. She's on it. All right, we're gonna go ahead. Here's some drinks I've made at home. Some coffee drinks, right?
Oh, look at the on y'all. Look at the barista over here.
So you know, I've made I'll buy dulce de leche, which is like a caramel sauce, and I'll blend up my coffee with some milk.
Yeah.
I've even used strawberry milk and added coffee to it.
Right.
I've done a red velvet iced coffee, red velvet chocolate. And that's more of a dessert latte. And then recently I made an iced oat milk mocha. So this coffee thing, I'm big on it. And I'm teaching myself to do latte art. If you ever seen when people do the so yeah, so that's in a hot coffee. So yeah.
So do you have to have a cup of coffee every time you wake up?
You know, I've gotten away from needing one. But I do like to have one. I didn't have one this morning, crazy enough. I'm drinking lemonade.
Okay.
So
Hey, Zion, you ever put ice cream? I put vanilla bean in my coffee.
I have done that, and I've done it with vanilla bean.
So decadent.
It was really good. I didn't have any milk, only had vanilla bean ice.
Well, you got to do what you got to do, and it got milk in it, right? So hey,
that
sounds good.
Yeah, you got the creamer, you got the vanilla bean, and you got the coffee. There you go. That
sounds good.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna look at how does coffee start off, right? So they're grown on a coffee plant. The coffee beans are the seeds inside of the cherries of the coffea plant. So a lot of people think coffee is just a bean, but really the coffee beans that you see is the pit of a fruit called a coffee cherry. That's what you see in the bottom right-hand corner. This picture, those are all coffee cherries that have been picked from a coffee plant.
Yellow
I didn't know that.
Yellow rice. Yellow rice.
So what happens is most coffee is grown in warm, high elevation regions, Africa, South America, Central America. Some persons may have heard of Colombian coffee or Ethiopian roast. That's where it's roasted, and then it's processed into beans. So the cherries are washed or dried to remove the fruit, which just leaves the little, before it's brown, it's a little green seed that become, those are green coffee beans. So from the green point, they're dried, they're sorted, and they're shipped. And through that process, they eventually turn brown. And then we have coffee beans.
Oh, so it's green at first.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts off inside of a little cherry.
Yeah.
Now, as I know, some people can process things when it's written, and some people process things better in video form. So we're going to watch a video about this process, about how coffee gets from the plant to your cup. Okay?
I got one question before you start.
Sure.
No coffee is made in the United States?
Grown Central America, but no, it's roasted
Oh,
in
okay.
the United States.
We have them in the West Indies too.
Okay, I just wanted to know.
Yeah, it's not grown here, but it is roasted here, and you'll see.
Okay, thank you.
All right, the life cycle of a cup of coffee.
How many people does it take to make a cup of coffee? For many of us, all it takes is a short walk and a quick pour. But this simple staple is the result of a globe-spanning process whose cost and complexity are far greater than you might imagine. It begins in a place like the remote Colombian town of Pitalito. Here, family farms have clear-cut local forests to make room for neat rows of coffea trees. These shrub-like plants were first domesticated in Ethiopia and are now cultivated throughout equatorial regions. Each shrub is filled with small berries called coffee cherries. Since fruits on the same branch can ripen at different times, they're best picked by hand, but each farm has its own method for processing the fruit. In Pitalito, harvesters toil from dawn to dusk at high altitudes, often picking over 25 kilograms per shift for very low wages. The workers deliver their picked cherries to the wet mill. This machine separates the seeds from the fruit and then sorts them by density. The heaviest, most flavorful seeds sink to the bottom of the mill, where they're collected and taken to ferment in a tub of water for 1 or 2 days. Then, workers wash off the remaining fruit and put the seeds out to dry. Some farms use machines for this process, but in Pitalito, seeds are spread onto large mesh racks. Over the next 3 weeks, workers rake the seeds regularly to ensure they dry evenly. Once the coffee beans are dry, a truck takes them to a nearby mill with several specialized machines. An air blower resorts the seeds by density. An assortment of sieves filter them by size, and an optical scanner sorts by color. At this point, professionals called Q graders select samples of beans to roast and brew. In a process called cupping, they evaluate the coffee's taste, aroma, and mouthfeel to determine its quality. These experts give the beans a grade and get them ready to ship. Workers load burlap sacks containing up to 70 kilograms of dried and sorted coffee beans onto steel shipping containers, each able to carry up to 21 metric tons of coffee. From tropical ports, cargo ships crewed by over 25 people transport coffee around the world, but no country imports more coffee than the United States, with New York City alone consuming millions of cups every day. After the long journey from Colombia to New Jersey, our coffee beans pass through customs. Once dock workers unload the container, a fleet of 18-wheelers transport the coffee to a nearby warehouse and then to a roastery. Here, the beans go into a roasting machine, stirred by a metallic arm and heated by a gas-powered fire. Nearby sensors monitor the coffee's moisture level, chemical stability, and temperature, while trained coffee engineers manually adjust these levels throughout the 12-minute roasting cycle. This process releases oil within the seed, transforming the seeds into grindable, brewable beans with a dark brown color and rich aroma. After roasting, workers pack the beans into 5-pound bags, which a fleet of vans deliver to cafes and stores across the city. The coffee is now so close you can smell it, but it needs more help for the final stretch. Each coffee company has a head buyer who carefully selects beans from all over the world. Logistics teams manage bean delivery routes, and brave baristas across the city serve this caffeinated elixir to scores of hurried customers. All in all, it takes hundreds of people to get coffee to its intended destination, and that's not counting everyone maintaining the infrastructure that makes the journey possible. Many of these individuals work for low pay in dangerous conditions, and some aren't paid at all. So while we might marvel at the global network behind this commodity, let's make sure we don't value the final product more than the people who make it.
All right. So a lot goes into what is your cup of coffee in the morning.
Oh, that was an amazing video, Zion. Thank you for sharing. Any thoughts on the video? Made me feel grateful for my cup of coffee.
It's okay if there aren't any immediate thoughts because that was a lot of information, and we're actually about to review some of that information in the video. Okay, so if anyone can remember, where do coffee beans come from originally? A, the inside of a cacao pod. B, the pit of a coffee cherry. C, the root of the coffee plant. Or D, the leaves of the coffee tree.
The pit of a I say the pit.
B. B.
Yeah,
All
B.
right.
B.
Y'all got it. Y'all got it. And I'm glad that that's what stuck, because some people say, "What's a bean? It's a bean." Well, it it looks like a bean, which is why we call it a bean, but it's really the pit of a fruit, which is a coffee cherry. Yeah, but we'll still call it a bean though.
A bean. Okay.
Okay, what is one major step that happens after coffee cherries are harvested? They are frozen and shipped. They are boiled to remove the pulp. They are processed and the beans are dried, or they are immediately roasted on the farm.
Oh,
C. They're processed.
You know, I can't get anything past you all. It is C.
They are processed. Okay.
And
Okay.
beans are dried. Yeah.
Beans are dried. I thought I was going to say B or C. I was going to say they're boiled to remove the pulp, but I would have been wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because
They're
that
processed.
yeah.
And the beans are dried.
Yep, they're separated. A machine separates the fruit from the pit.
Yeah.
And they dry them off. Absolutely.
They dry them. Okay.
Okay, let's see. What does roasting do to the coffee bean? Does it make it sweeter by adding sugar? Does it expand the bean and create flavor through chemical reactions? Does it remove all of the caffeine? Or does roasting it turn it into instant coffee?
B. B.
B.
B.
That's right. It sure does. So it expands the bean and creates flavor through chemical reactions. So the roasting process is where, if you all have ever heard, and maybe this is just me, some person will say, well, this coffee has a note of chocolate or a note of this, like you hear that more in like wine tasting, but coffee also has underlying flavor notes based on how it was roasted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yep. All right, last review question. Why does a cup of coffee involve so many people across its life cycle? And then is that because coffee plants must be replanted every week? Because each step requires different skills, tools, and conditions? Because coffee is only grown in one country? Or because the beans must also always be processed by the same farmer?
B.
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 You know, I'm starting to think these were too easy for you all.
No.
4 for 4, y'all. Wonderful job.
Excellent. Yes. So each step requires different skills, tools, and conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Requires a lot of people, hundreds, thousands of people to get
Yeah.
a cup of coffee to you?
Mm-hmm.
Can I say something?
Of course.
When we were kids, we had to go pick the coffee beans from the tree, and then we take it and put it outside in the sun. But before we put it in a mortar, a big wooden thing, and we use a stick to beat the cherries off the beans. Then we take the beans and put it to dry in the sun. And then when they're dried and ready, we parch them in the pot. We put them in the pot so that the shell can come off. Then we beat the coffee again. It was a lot of work, but most of us use it as our summer job, and it was fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Miss Louise, you were part of the process.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's nice. Well,
No wonder you don't like coffee, Louise.
I want it.
yeah,
My goodness.
she said I've had enough of coffee.
Yeah.
It doesn't like me.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, but it was good though. You get your money to save up for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Well, how long did y'all have to work? How many hours a day?
Just in the summertime,
Oh, okay.
maybe 4 hours or so, because we're young, but it's a lot of us. And we have a little basket that you put the cherries in.
Oh, okay.
And to your question, Miss Diane, Alex gave an updated answer that they have grown coffee in Hawaii and to a lesser extent California and Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
What happens to the other part of the cherry? The cherry, all we want is the seed out of it. What happens to the remainder? Is that used for anything, or
Probably fertilizer to feed the animals.
It goes into the soil.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
well, all right now?
And we fan them when we have our beans and our seeds and the husk, we call it the husk that comes off the beans. We put them in a platter and fan it. I don't know if you know what fanning it means, so that it separates the beans from the little husk that was over it.
Oh,
Okay.
Googling it says the outer skin and pulp can be brewed into a fruity tea-like drink called cascara. Can be used as fertilizer.
Yeah.
It said it can be made into other products such as powdered drinks or supplements because it has antioxidants and nutrients.
Mhm.
All right there.
Cascara. That sounds
That's
like
great.
something to try. Okay, thank you, Alex, and thank you, Miss Louise. It's good stuff.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay, we're about to get technical. So some persons go and they say, I want light roast, I want medium roast, I want dark roast. What does that mean? So light roast coffee is roasted for the shortest amount of time. So it's light brown in color, no oils on the outside. Believe it or not, light roast has more caffeine per bean because it's roasted less.
Oh,
It keeps
okay.
more of the bean's natural flavor. So some people think, oh, I'm going to get dark roast, I'm going to get the most caffeine. That's not true. Dark roast has the strongest flavor, but the least bit of caffeine because it's roasted longer to get that strong coffee taste.
Mm-hmm.
But it loses some of the caffeine in the process. So the medium roast is roasted a little longer, close in the amount of caffeine as light roast, but it has a balanced flavor. I would always recommend if someone's buying it, just get medium roast for a nice balanced coffee. But dark roast is roasted the longest. It's a really dark bean. It can look really shiny, and it's less caffeine. That's like that bitter, that really strong bitter coffee because of how long it's been roasted.
Starbucks has that dark roast and it's terrible.
Sometimes they
Yes.
burn it and it tastes terrible.
It tastes terrible.
Oh, I quite like it. I mean,
Mm.
I guess I kind of just like the bitter flavor, but I always drink it with milk or cream. So especially cream,
Right.
it makes it taste better. But I've quite enjoyed it when I was a barista.
Yeah,
Yeah, I prefer the medium roast.
the medium Starbucks is like the Pike Place coffee and the dark roast. They can like leave it sitting for too long, I would say.
Oh,
And at that point, then maybe it might start to taste a little off. But yeah, by default, it does have that strong.
yeah. Now I got a question.
Mhm.
And my question is, how can you determine fresh coffee and coffee that's been sitting all day?
Honestly, the biggest way you'll see that is by how hot it is.
What you mean? I don't understand that.
So, for example, in a coffee shop, if you get your coffee and it's warm, it should never be warm because coffee shops have to brew at a minimum temperature, I think, of their coffee, like 190 degrees.
Uh-huh.
Most of them do about 200 degrees for their coffee. So if you get your coffee, you go to add your cream and it's warm, it's been sitting.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And some shops actually have a rule, hey, it needs to be dumped after every hour,
Oh,
Yeah.
They
So
sure do.
yep. So that if they're adhering to the rules, then you should be good. As far as the taste, you would have to be a serious coffee taster to determine how the acidity has started to change from the that would be a little more technical. But in general, it shouldn't be warm.
Plus,
Yeah.
each bean is going to be different at the end of the day. The way it tastes one day, it may taste just a slightly different than the next day. Let's just keep our mics in mind, but I love it. Thanks so much, y'all.
All right. All right, guys, we're about to get into drip coffee versus espresso. Now, this is my favorite thing to talk about because I love espresso. All right. So
What's the difference?
yeah, so drip coffee is made just by letting hot water pass through coarse grounds, creating a smooth, mild brew in a larger serving. Just like when you make a coffee pot and you pour those grounds, the water drips through and it just drips right through, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, espresso is made by forcing hot water through very fine grounds under high pressure. And so it makes an intense, concentrated shot, right? So the best way I can describe it is having a cup of lemon water and then a cup of freshly squeezed lemon juice straight from the lemon, right? So drip coffee is like it's a little it's actually a little watered down because of it's water being poured through, it's just dripping through the caffeine. Whereas with espresso, it's still the ground coffee, but just a little bit of water is added and it's shoved through the coffee grounds, and it makes a little concentrated shot. And it's
Yeah, talk about the machine, Zion. It makes it literally shoots it through when you make it.
It literally shoots it through. I think I have a picture in here of what that looks like. Do I? Yep. Okay. Yep. So the hot water for the espresso is poured into tightly packed coffee, and the machine puts pressure on it and it squeezes it through, and it makes a little strong little shot. One shot of espresso is about 1 ounce, but most espresso drinks, like a medium or grande at Starbucks or a venti or a large at most places, will come with 2 espresso shots, which is about 2 ounces or 60 milliliters of espresso.
And my question is this, Zion. When you make coffee, how often, like that pack of coffee right there, you can only make one set of coffee, right? What I'm saying is you can't put more water in it unless it's going to be real thin.
You're absolutely right. So if you have a device to make espresso, and once it pushes that coffee through, that water through those tightly packed grounds to make one shot, you got to dump out those coffee grounds and refill it if you want more.
Oh, right. That's what I'm asking.
Yep.
That's why it makes that noise.
Yeah, that noise because it literally shoots the wire at a very high pressure, not like a hose, but
yeah.
It's through not something solid because it's because it's granular, but it's pretty
All
solid.
right.
When it's packed together. That's why it makes that sound. So that's why you got to be careful and not put your hand there because it's like hot liquid being shot at in the cup. So
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's different because in your regular coffee pot, of course, it makes more. But with espresso, you're making one drink per, it takes longer because you can make a whole pot of coffee, but with these, you're basically making one espresso shot for,
Oh, okay.
Per drink.
Mm.
So it's more so per one person rather than a whole pot of coffee.
Zion, can I ask you something? Have you ever used a French press to make your coffee?
I've used the French press one time, like when was that? Like 8 years ago, I worked at Starbucks and they wanted to buy a French press from Starbucks. And I had to learn it and try to demonstrate to them uh, how to use it.
Yeah.
It's similar to the way espresso is made, but because it can't apply the same amount of pressure. But yes, that a French press presses the
Right.
coffee down until you get, and it separates it until you get like a cup of coffee.
Right.
But
It's like a plunger type
exactly.
device that pushes. Right. Okay.
But that's a really cool way to think about it. But it's not quite espresso. Because the dimensions are different. The amount of water that goes into it still makes it a drink,
Right.
rather than that little bit of water that goes into the espresso. Yeah. But yeah, that's French press is it's similar. It's like a big espresso machine.
Right. Like a big one. So,
Yeah.
do you have an espresso machine?
I do. It's not high end. I have a goal of getting a better
Okay.
one, but I do have a little espresso machine.
So you are barista, huh?
I am. I am.
Some
Okay.
people like their coffee, and then some people put like an espresso shot or two in their black coffee just to make it kind of strong. So that way, that one drink kind of gets them through the day. So some people do that, and I know you're going to talk about lattes and things, but that espresso shot is, quite vital there too.
So
Oh,
espresso is only like 1 or 2 ounces.
yep. One espresso shot is 1 ounce. Two espresso shots is 2 ounces about. And we're actually going to learn the difference in the caffeine intake between a regular drip cup of coffee and espresso.
But I got
It's literally like this size. You see the cup I have right here? This is like one espresso shot right here. Or it could be two, but
that's what I got them little teeny cups.
Exactly.
So you be bouncing off the wall after you drink
Oh,
those.
okay.
You
All
know,
right now.
you would think so, but we're about to
It's
learn.
so strong. Mm-mm.
We're gonna learn why. We're about to see different types of espresso drinks, right? So, in its simplest form, a latte is just espresso and milk.
Wow.
It's just
Mhm.
espresso and milk. And
Wow.
it doesn't end up tasting too crazy because it's a little espresso shot and you're adding a lot of milk to it. Okay. So it's like a fourth of espresso in the drink and about 3/4 of milk. So it ends up being how some of you all make your regular coffee with a lot of cream and sugar.
Yeah.
It ends up equaling out, honestly. Some persons just prefer the taste of espresso um, over the taste of drip coffee. It's a slight different taste. I actually prefer espresso. But in case a person walks into a coffee shop and they see all of these, you go into Starbucks and a lot of people are confused. They say, what is this? And what is that? And if you see latte, whether it's caramel latte, chocolate, all it is espresso and milk, and they added some type of flavoring to it, right? That's all it is. When you can get it iced or hot.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Now a cappuccino is a little different because you have to the dimensions are a little different. So a cappuccino is usually hot. And the difference is that you're going to get the same amount of espresso, the same amount of milk, and the same amount of foam, right? So who remembers how big 2 shots of espresso is, right? How big is that?
2 ounces.
2 ounces. So if I have 2 ounces of espresso, that means I have 2 ounces of milk and about 2 ounces of that thick foam.
So,
That's
Zion, what is the foam? What is that? Milk?
yeah. So
Well-
when you hear that, that's that loud noise you hear in the coffee shop. When you that
Oh, okay.
it's steaming the milk, and it aerates the milk until it gets thick foam on top.
Okay.
And that's also how they make the designs and things like that. But some people want that stronger taste, so they say, I only want a little bit of milk in my, and they get a cappuccino.
Wow.
Yeah, so that you have to really like the taste of coffee to get a cappuccino or any of the drinks below it. Latte is like closest to what you can get in a drip coffee. Everything that I'm about to go over, you gotta really like the taste of coffee for these, okay?
Zion is not lying about that.
Yeah. So espresso macchiato is literally just espresso, and this is the Italian way. Now, let me be very clear. Starbucks has their own ways they've made up what these coffee drinks mean that aren't always accurate to like, the original, cappuccino, macchiato. These are Italian words. So the original Italian way for these drinks is an espresso macchiato is just espresso and some foam on top, or a very, very light milk. It's very minimal, anything but espresso. Okay,
Early.
so you just want a taste of some type of milk or foam or something on top. That's a macchiato. Now, if you go to Starbucks, they make a macchiato, and it's just an upside down latte. So if anyone says, I like the caramel macchiato, they give you a latte, which is like the regular size drink. But they just put the espresso shots on top rather than the bottom. So it looks a little different.
That's what my son got me, a Zion, from the place you Starbucks. Loved it.
It's
what they made
good.
macchiato or whatever.
Yes, caramel macchiatos. They're so good.
Rich. I just can't have it often though.
It's a nice treat though.
Yeah, it is. I
Nice
love it.
I just wanted you all to know the difference, because if Starbucks, if you go to any other coffee shop besides Starbucks and you try to get a caramel macchiato and you get this little teeny tiny little drink with a dollop of foam on top, and you say, what's going on here? Starbucks has their own rendition of some drinks. So
delicious.
All right. So cortado. This is my favorite espresso drink. It is strong. It is equal parts espresso and milk. So it's basically no foam, but it's just 2 ounces, the 2 ounce espresso and a 2 ounce of milk. That's it. All right, guys, this is where it gets serious. So some persons walk into a coffee shop and they say, okay, let me get a red eye.
I had a couple of red eye orders.
Or they say, let me get a black eye.
Never got that one before.
So if you take your regular drip coffee, make it, coffee, pot coffee, and you add 1 shot of espresso, that's a red eye.
You'll be off the walls, whoever said that.
Because
no milk, no foam, no nothing. It's just coffee and then a strong coffee added to it.
Exactly. And some people get that and they still will add cream and they just want more of the espresso. But that's a serious drink right there. And what's serious is when someone says, yeah, I want a black eye. Whew. So they want coffee and 2 shots of espresso.
Oh Lord.
Hello, Miss Zion.
Hi, Miss Laverne.
Is that like a drug, just something to get people addicted to?
Because of the way that it increases stamina, a lot of people make it a part of their routine. And a lot of people like the taste too. Like some persons on here were saying, but once your body has gotten used to having it, your body can crash without it, or some persons do. You know, once your body's used to having your caffeine or a certain level of caffeine that gets you going in the morning, got you, you know, you all awake, and it can be addictive for a lot of people. I've definitely seen that.
Okay. Thank you, baby.
Yeah. And then an Americano. Americano is what I would say the closest thing to a drip coffee. Um, Believe it or not, slightly less caffeine. But it is just espresso and water.
Mm.
Yeah,
Are any of these sweet? Do they have sugar in them, or?
So by default, they don't have to.
Oh.
For example, I sometimes I'll just drink a latte, no sweetener.
Yep.
But if you go into a coffee shop and you say, I want a latte, I just want you all to know, I'm explaining it this way because if you just say you want a latte, they're going to give you a unsweetened drink. Okay. You have to say, I want white chocolate, or I want caramel or hazelnut, or, you know, if you just say latte, by default, this is the definition. It's just espresso and milk. They're going to ask you, you want it iced or hot? And if you say hot, you're going to get an unsweetened drink. Okay. You have to tell them what type of flavor you want in your latte. And that's when you put a title in front of it. You know, Dunkin' Donuts has a butter pecan latte. That's my favorite latte from Dunkin' Donuts. You know, you can do
That's too much to remember.
I know.
I mean, what kind of, I mean, would you like vanilla latte,
French
chocolate
vanilla,
latte, or strawberry latte?
chocolate, you know. So yeah, I wouldn't honestly, I wouldn't remember anything below latte unless you just love the taste of coffee.
I
But
love cappuccinos. I think that's, I think even the macchiato, like you said, at Starbucks, that's how it is. But yeah, those last three, are really for the coffee lovers. But the
yeah,
first three are pretty mild, and it does depend on the flavor. And you can always add your own sugar if you want and taste it. But Zion, some of those, each of those syrup bottles, I mean, they're very high quality. I mean, you get a lot of flavor for even like one pump,
oh yeah,
and each of those bottles are like $30 or so for the whole bottle of flavoring. So
oh
even
yeah.
though you get one pump, that is worth it.
As far as coffee being a drug, I know some folks who aren't any good in the morning until they've had a cup of coffee.
That caffeine.
Caffeine dependent. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. And
Well, I have really gotten an education on coffee.
I know Zion's doing an amazing job today.
Yeah, you really are. Well, see, I can't have coffee.
I can't either.
I'm allergic to it for some reason.
oh
And,
wow.
and I'm the only one in the family that doesn't drink coffee.
So do they charge a higher price for different ones?
They do,
Yes.
but what'll get you the most increase in charge will be adding an extra shot of espresso.
Well, tell me something, please. We have Colombian coffee, and you say coffee started in Ethiopia. Is it different taste?
You know, how do I say this? So the coffee, all different places where it comes from, but especially where it's warm regions, places near the equator. But as far as different tastes, it depends on the roasting process. You know,
Oh, okay.
it's roasted for more, and Colombian coffee is usually roasted for longer. And people say that's that dark roast. I like that Colombian dark roast because it's typically roasted for longer.
Well, Diane, what's the thick foam? You said, the equal parts of espresso, milk, and thick foam. What's the thick foam made out of?
It's actually the milk.
Oh, that's the milk.
Okay.
Kind of
So
like
when you say milk, okay, so the foam is made out of the milk. I see.
It's the way that you insert the thing inside of the milk, and then you have to position it in a way where the air comes out right at the edge of the liquid, so that way it makes that air, it aerates the part. So you can pour the milk first, and then you use a spoon to get the foam out of the rest of the container. So I know, Zion, I know you do that. Is that right? I know it's been a few years for me.
No, you're absolutely right. So there's a machine and what's called a steam wand goes into the
Yes.
milk and aerates it. It makes it not only heats it, but
Mhm.
it makes bubbles and it makes a
Mhm.
layer of
Yeah.
foam on top. And the longer you steam it, the more foam you can get on
Oh,
that. So in latte, it'll be a little bit, but cappuccino, it'll be a thick amount of foam. It tastes like you're drinking a little coffee cloud. That's
Literally, it's so nice, but
yeah.
you got to be careful when you actually drink it. The hot liquid will come through the foam quite fast, so make sure you
Mhm.
don't burn yourself when you think the foam, but is there and it feels all kind of not light, but not
Mhm.
warm or hot, but then the liquid will come through. So just gotta be
Yeah.
careful.
Well, if
Well,
you just want a cup of coffee, just drip coffee, what do you ask for?
A cup of drip coffee.
black coffee,
Okay.
I mean,
The latte is
Coffee.
espresso.
Cup of coffee.
Just
espresso
a
Exactly.
cup
is
of coffee.
coffee. It's just made through the machine. It's more concentrated. So espresso is coffee. It's just the way it's prepared is different.
Okay, okay. That's yeah, the espresso I know is stronger. I know that.
So we're actually about to learn about that. Let's look at these caffeine levels because espresso is not necessarily stronger.
Oh,
The
okay.
taste is stronger because of how it's prepared. It's the way it's pressurized through those coffee grounds. But a 12-ounce cup of drip coffee, which is like the smallest cup at Starbucks, will give you about 140 to 200 milligrams, closer to 170 milligrams of caffeine.
I think you underestimated the influence you have.
Okay. Now, one shot of espresso will give you about 65 milligrams, right? But the average drink or latte drink, cappuccino, a macchiato is going to give you 2 shots of espresso. So we don't really have to pay attention to the 1 shot line. So a drip coffee versus an espresso drink, which is typically 2 shots, a drip coffee is going to give you more caffeine than an espresso drink. And that's why some people get what was that drink called an Americano, because they'll get the 2 shots of coffee and get water added. It tastes a lot like the drip coffee, but it's less caffeine than the drip coffee. The drip coffee actually will have more caffeine, and that's just in a 12-ounce cup.
Mm.
So,
A lot of people don't know that.
what's a frappuccino?
Excellent question.
My daughter gets the bottle that say frappuccino or frappuccino or something. What is it?
Delicious.
Yeah, they said delicious. Yeah, a frappuccino is typically a frozen drink. It's milk, ice blended together with whatever coffee or flavoring you like.
Oh,
Yeah.
So there are frappuccinos without coffee and with coffee, and it's blended. So that's what you might also hear in the coffee shop be kind of loud because it's like 10 seconds, but it blends it so fast and it makes it, that the texture where it's, not too thick, but kind of milkshakey, but its own special way.
mhm.
Good stuff.
Well, what
Alex,
that drink?
Alex, you have tried all of these different coffees?
Oh, well, I was a barista for a couple years myself, so I know
Oh,
a thing or two. So that's why I was so happy to hear Zion's topic.
excuse me, I don't know what a barista is. What is a barista?
A barista.
That's
The one who makes the drinks.
Thanks.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
okay. Thank you, baby, because I had no idea.
Yeah, the same way that a person who works in behind a bar is a bartender, the
Yeah.
person
Right.
in the coffee shop is named a barista.
The barista.
Okay, I had no idea.
Miss Diane.
A serious question.
What is a mocha? What is a mocha espresso?
A mocha. I Okay, so I've heard of a mocha, right? A mocha is when you just add that chocolate sauce to a latte.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
latte is espresso and
So
milk.
it's a mix.
okay, that's what I thought it was, but somebody told me that wasn't it. So I just wanted to ask you, since you seem to know something about coffee,
Just
because
a
I
little.
have no idea about any all of this. But see, my grandmother used to drink coffee. My two grandmothers, they used to drink coffee. But my mother and I were tea and hot chocolate people.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So a mocha would just be hot chocolate without the coffee. I mean, with coffee added, with the espresso added. That's how you can think of a mocha.
Okay.
And I thought I heard someone else asking a question too.
Okay, Miss Zion.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I want the truth. I want to know if I'm thinking wrong or whatever. But a barista, are they telling you the truth, or are they lying to cover up to get to where they're going?
In what respect?
In respect to their job, holding on to whatever they have and trying to make it and trying to tell us such and such and so and so.
You mean when they're making your coffee or uh
When they're making your coffee or trying to tell you about your coffee, Miss Zion, I'm a person I really don't trust everything and all the people say. And I have to feel my way through. And I just wanted, all I do is I want to know.
okay. Yeah, for the most part, if a person's trying to tell you about the coffee you're ordering, they want you to know what you're drinking. Because some persons, may have something and it's too sweet for them. They may be ordering something that's not quite what they think it is. So if someone's a barista is explaining to you like your drink or the order or different types of coffee, I don't think they're taking the time out to do that in a malicious way. I would think they're trying to help you understand what type of drink you're getting.
Yes,
Okay.
I remember.
Thank you, baby girl.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for answering that, Zion. I remember the training that I had in, learning the drinks. They're very, very, on you about, knowing what to make. And when someone asks you to make something, they're trained very well on what that particular item is. So,
Oh boy.
And a lot of persons may go to, like there's a lot of Starbucks that just closed. And if they go to a local coffee shop and they ask for a macchiato, sometimes it's important, especially these days, to explain, hey, you're not going to be getting the macchiato that Starbucks serves. You're getting espresso with a dollop of foam on top. And that's important for them to know, so order the correct drink, which will be a iced latte or a hot latte, And speaking of that, coffee for seniors, pros and cons, because we have to discuss that the caffeine is not good for everyone, right? Some pros
Right.
that it boosts alertness and cognitive function.
$100.
Oops. If there is not, if you're not making your coffee with so much cream and sugar, some studies have shown it may reduce risk of type 2 diabetes, Parkinson's, dementia, Alzheimer's, and heart disease. And this is coming from the Living Angels research website research. And then the benefits generally strongest with moderate intake. So no more than 3 to 4 cups a day. And you all may say, oh, that's a lot. I would never drink that much. I just do one. But depending on how big your mug is, you may be intaking.
Say that again.
So, for example, when they say 3 to 4 cups a day, that's 1 cup is 8 ounces. So if I'm drinking this cup of lemonade, this is a 16-ounce cup right here. So I'm already drinking 2 cups of lemonade right here. So that's something to keep in mind. So if you get, if you have a nice sized mug and you have 2 cups, you've had the limit of where the benefits may stop for you and where it may start to get into the cons zone. Okay. So the cons is that the older we get, the more you metabolize caffeine more slowly, which is increased risk jitters, anxiety, headaches, and sleep problems, which some persons talked about, right? It can contribute to dehydration, and depending on what may be going on in your stomach, if you have ulcers or gastritis, it may irritate it because coffee is acidic. Some people have reported, if they have GERD or heartburn, coffee may irritate that. And it can also interfere with certain medications, thyroid medication, because that can, if you take thyroid medication, your hormones will be affected by what you intake, antidepressants and other medications. So, coffee may be for you, coffee may not be for you, but here's some pros and cons.
Yeah, because sometimes I hear people that I associate with talk about if they they can't wake up until they've had 2 or 3 cups of coffee, and I'm thinking like, isn't there a lot of stuff, and then you put sugar in it, and if you ain't
That's the
drinking,
bad, well, not the bad stuff, but that's the
yeah,
the stuff you got to watch.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they want to know why the diabetes went up because you putting all that sugar in there.
Everything in moderation.
That'll do it. And then coffee at home. So we were talking earlier about different ways persons make coffee, whether I think Miss Geraldine said coffee mate, someone said the red container, they got Folgers, a Keurig. One way is by using instant coffee. If you Many people use Folgers or coffee pot for the drip coffee, but for lattes, Nescafe Instant Espresso, which is shown here, it works really well for a latte or an espresso drink. So this little container is like $8 on Amazon, and it can make up to 50 espresso drinks. And that's an exaggeration. I've made, hold on a second, let me grab my little container. Hold on a second.
I know that's right, Zion.
Little container, y'all. I've made 50 espresso drinks, maybe more. When I lived with my parents, my dad would not go out for work. Zion, are you up? Can you make my coffee? Because it's really good and it tastes really close to espresso from the machine. It's like a teaspoon, and then you add the 2 ounces of water, because we know that espresso is 2 ounces. For 2 shots of espresso, and then you can add your milk. You can add, me personally, I just ordered this from Amazon. It is a cookie butter syrup.
Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Making some.
And you put that in your coffee?
Oh, I do.
This sounds so delicious.
Girl, Lord have mercy, you must not have diabetes.
No, my mom warns me though. She does. Because this is not I collect, I have caramel and
would you put the name of that in the chat, please?
Oh, absolutely. This or the
both of them, please.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And this one, the one that's shown on the screen says intense because the flavor is stronger. The one I like to buy says blonde, and it's less of a strong flavor of espresso. If you think, oh, I don't want that strong bite, but I would like to taste the coffee, which is a delicate balance, but it exists. Yeah, I'll go ahead and add that to the chat. This little one is usually $8 on Amazon, and
I was getting ready to ask you, was that Amazon?
So Zion, there are other descriptive names. You said blonde something, and this one is intense.
Yeah, so the ones that I usually buy, mind you, there's plenty of brands, but this one has just been the most, I would say, consistent for me. This one is blonde because I guess the flavoring is a little less bitter.
So would you say that's the light roast? Like, can you explain it that way? Is that light roast versus the dark roast?
The other one's closer to dark roast. Same amount of caffeine though. Because they're both gonna make instant espresso. So yeah. I like these because espresso machines are expensive. And going to get a latte is expensive because you may go get one latte drink and it's $7. Right?
Woo!
No, seriously, 7, maybe more.
Yeah,
Depending on the size and what you add to it. So
I have the blonde one, Zion.
Oh yeah,
I've been drinking it.
nice.
It's good.
Yeah, we got somebody to vouch for it. So yeah,
Yeah, because I'm looking at it right now.
nice.
Oh my goodness.
I drink Folgers, Taster's Choice. I used to like Sanka, but I can't find it.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to know if this thick foam I should get stuff together. This thick foam
Uh-huh.
is it just like hot meringue?
You know that's a
Good example.
I like the way you describe that. So the best way I can describe it is, you know, when you're this is gonna be crazy. Stay with me now. If you're you know when you put you make you're washing dishes, maybe you might fill up the sink and you add the detergent, or you add not detergent, you add the dish soap.
Mm-hmm.
The more you move it around, the more you aerate it in a way, it's gonna get foamy, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Bubble.
the same consistency, the bubble. When you aerate milk using the machine, it makes a foam on top. But it's the same way that the bubbles is literally just the water with something mixed inside. The milk is just aerated. It's aerated with the water and it makes a foam.
So it's just hot meringue then.
Basically, but not
All
as
right.
thick, but
All right then.
bubbly. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. And is this about local roastery? All right, guys. One local roastery in DC is Small Plains Coffee. They roast high quality coffee for 2 coffee shops in DC called Peregrine Espresso. One is located near Union Market and one is in Eastern Market. And I've been working part-time at the Eastern Market location for the last month and a half.
All right.
So,
What?
yeah,
Right down your alley, huh?
literally, it was crazy how it happened. But they literally, there was an event called Art All Night that was happening
I
all over.
remember that.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
And I think in the meantime, after WildTech, I was just doing contract positions here and there. And so I helped set up for Art All Night at Eastern Market.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ladies working with me said, you know, we were just talking, coffee came up. And I said, I love coffee. I love to make coffee. She says, really? She says, I manage a coffee shop across the street. I said,
Yeah. Yeah.
and she goes, yeah, Peregrine Espresso. It's right across the street. And I said,
Isn't that
"Wait,
something?
I might be, looking." And she goes, "Oh, sure." And when I tell you, it was so crazy because I told you all, I moved out my parents' house in June, and so the whole the separation from WildTech was like huge for me because I'm on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And so when that happened, it was just so fortunate. It was such a blessing.
Look at God.
Right when I
Look at
needed
God.
it.
You're a
Right.
wonderful person, and that's why wonderful things happen to you.
Happen to you. Right on.
Look
So,
at God.
It is part time, so you might
That's
not
right, Ron. Look at God.
if you all stop past Peregrine. If Wait a second, let me be very clear. It's Eastern Market, and Eastern Market is expensive, but you can stop in and just say hi.
Yeah.
If I get out there, I will.
Yeah, they make a high quality coffee. They
oh, I know it's delicious.
and the knowledge I've gained, I thought, I wouldn't have gone past my instant espresso, but they're teaching me how to make latte art and the different acidity of the espresso. And
One day you're gonna have your own shop.
Well,
I would love that.
Can't God do it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
won't he do it?
Yes, he will.
And when you do, and I find out I'm gonna start drinking coffee, I'll come by your shop.
Oh,
You
yeah.
will.
That's all right.
Good. Glad for you.
That's all right.
It is like a I would say kind of affluent area. The customer base there, it's like, because the shop, I guess, has been there for 10-15 years. It's a very small coffee shop.
Mhm.
they're very community oriented. I had an experience where someone came in and was quite unkind to me.
Oh.
It's only my second week there, and
Uh-huh.
several customers came into my defense. Like,
All right.
it was like they were like, hey, Zion's never, she's been good, she's new, like
Mhm.
it was the so I'm enjoying it.
That's
I'll say
great.
that.
That's the best thing. You're enjoying yourself.
They better leave that baby alone. I bet you that.
That's right. Cause Ron will come up there and play like they're football.
Good.
Like they're football.
As long as
I've-
you're happy, Zion, we're happy. So I'm so happy you have that community.
I'm happy too.
I've seen this Black Rifle Coffee, Black Rifle Company. Have you ever heard of that?
I haven't.
Right,
But
right.
I think they even have coffee on the shelves now. But while I was coming back from Port Canaveral on that cruise, my friends, all of them wanted to stop at this Black Rifle Company. And they were more expensive than Starbucks, so I just sat in the car.
yeah.
There's hundreds of varieties, so it's about exploring the world and seeing what's there.
Black Rifle Company. Whoa.
I have to look that up. I like trying, and the shop that I'm at actually sells bags of coffee. And okay, I'm not gonna say I'm biased, but it is some of the best quality coffee. I've been using it to make my espresso or just my drip coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It is good quality.
Peregrine.
Love specialty coffee.
It is.
Wow. Gone, Zion.
Well, thank you so much, Zion, for
That's
your
wonderful, Zion.
Hey,
Gone, girl.
we learned so much from you and
Yes.
sharing. Any questions or comments for Zion about anything? Maybe your favorite, what session part of the session today, what you learned new. I learned so much new
Yeah,
things.
just
What Diane, Zion, am I on mute?
No, we can hear
Well,
you, Gerald.
listen, I really appreciate this presentation today. I hear all about latte and grande and all that, but I'm always intimidated to go in Starbucks. Starbucks came after my tenure working, and it grew up after I was at home, and so I was always intimidated to go in there because everybody had all these names, macchiato and all
Don't be
that.
scared, Geraldine. You're so strong. Don't be scared for
So thank you for coming in today and explaining all that and espresso and drip and all that. Thank you so much for your presentation. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Frappuccino is
Now
cold.
you go in there and pop the
cappuccino.
name off to him, Geraldine.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in and order me something.
That's right.
And again, this is recorded, so you all can watch this on YouTube and relearn and really get
Frappuccino. Frappuccino is cold. Cappuccino.
Cappuccino is usually hot. Yep.
But what's frappuccino then?
Frappuccino is a blended coffee drink.
Oh.
Or you can get it without coffee, but the Frappuccino is blended. If you go order a Frappuccino, you're getting a cold, frozen consistency of a drink.
Zion, I didn't know coffee was this interesting until you talked about it.
I didn't either.
Now I know why it's $1 billion industry all the
Right.
way.
Now I know why my parents couldn't start the day with why? I hate that stuff. And they said, no, I got to have my coffee.
Well,
So now I know.
Thank you,
Well,
baby girl.
Miss
It's good to see
Zion,
you.
I'm just so happy about learning so that when he's talking to me about some coffee, I can snap back and say, "Oh, did you do this or that?" And he's gonna wonder where I found out how to do it since I don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
Now I know why they be in line and write your name on the cup.
Yeah, right.
Hey, every drink is going to be different, so that's
Everybody's standing there waiting. That's cool.
America's favorite.
Miss
hot drink.
Zion,
Thank you, baby girl. You always enlighten us on some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yes,
That was
yes.
good. That was great.
Yeah, I
Miss
learned a lot
Zion.
about coffee today. That's for sure.
Yes, Ms. Laverne, do you have a question or a comment for Zion today?
I have a comment for Miss Zion, please, and thank you. Miss Zion.
Oh, I can hear you. Yes, I'm listening.
Okay, I would like to say thank you for your presentation today. And you taught me a lot about coffee. And I'm not a coffee drinker or a fan, but I listened and learned a lot. But still coffee is not my thing, sweetheart. And I thank you.
No problem. I might have to do one on tea next time. I love tea.
Now, yeah, that's my game.
Yes, ma'am. That would be
I was getting ready to ask you what you know about some tea.
I know a little bit about some tea too.
Well, I like to know about different liquors because I never drink, so I like to know about different liquors.
I like
Yeah,
that.
when you want to know about the liquor.
Come on. Well, that's what,
That'll be
Google is amazing.
for another time. But thank you all for being here today.
Yeah,
Thank you, Zion.
Thank you, Zion, for the session today.
I love
Thank you so much, Zion.
I love sun.
Any last words for us before you go, Zion?
It's been so nice to be on.
Yeah, we miss you, girl.
Yeah, we miss
We did.
when you coming.
Miss Cassandra actually called me about a week and a half ago.
Sure did.
Oh, there she goes.
Yeah.
She called and checked on me, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Cassandra. I really, Lou and I really wanted Zion to present, and we're so happy that she's on. So we thank you for your time, and I learned so much as well. That you are a coffee expert.
Yeah.
We love you, Zion.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna pray you get your shot.
Yeah, because I'm gonna start drinking coffee if you get one.
Well, thank you so much, Zion. We'll see you next month for your next presentation. That tea one sounds pretty fun and exciting.
Yeah.
That probably will be that. And let's all thank her and
Thank you, Zion.
Thank you, Zion. Thank you, everything.
Thank you, Zion.
Thank you, Miss Zion. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Zion.
Good to see you, baby.
Thank
girl.
you. Nice seeing you
All right,
again.
Zion. Love you.